Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Bailey Braun, and this weekend we're yet again paying attention to these windy conditions in both south central as well as southeast. Now into the interior, we're actually going to see a little bit of a change, and that's true for western Alaska as well. So I'll take you through what you can expect into the rest of this weekend and into next work week. So looking at right now our weather photo. It's been a while since we've had a photo of the day, so I thought it'd be nice, since it's finally not a first alert weather day, to show this photo. So thank you to Colby for sending us this Christmas plane with all of the reindeer. But with our headlines, we're paying attention to this cold air that is still over Alaska. Now, we've been feeling it in south central, and especially in the interior. Southeast is really going to feel it this Christmas week. Now, these wind gusts are picking up this afternoon. They've already started picking up outside, up to 60 to 70 miles per hour in Palmer and Valdez, as well as Juneau. But snow potential is beginning to move in for western Alaska. Now, for those temperatures, that almanac to show you kind of where we compare to previous years and what we normally see. 8 degrees is as of right now. We're seeing normal temperatures around 25 degrees, so still significantly less, and especially for our low temperature, significantly less than normal. But in Juneau, we're seeing a similar trend. Look at that low temperature. If we really do reach this projected low temperature of -4 degrees, then we will have beaten the record set back in 1955. So it's pretty interesting. Yesterday, we did beat the low record for that temperature. So yesterday we reached -6 degrees, and if we continue that trend, we will beat yet another low temperature record. So back-to-back days of beating that record. So really interesting cold temperatures. You can really feel it outside. Now what I want to show you is right now, obviously we've seen this high pressure, we've felt it. It hasn't really gone away the last few weeks, and that's what's been keeping us dry and clear. But into Nome and western Alaska, you're going to see that frontal system begin to push in some snow potential as we look ahead to Sunday afternoon, and then again by Monday. That's that second round of potential snow. So something to look forward to if you are in western Alaska, maybe some Christmas snowfall, which is always something to look forward to. Now, these peak wind gusts are something that is really the big headline for today, yet the third consecutive weekend of seeing these strong winds into south central. So far in Palmer, the peak wind today has been 56 miles per hour, but wind gusts are projected to reach 60 to 70 miles per hour in that area. And I'll take you a little bit deeper in just a second, but looking at that wind chill, making temperatures feel a little bit more like -2 and -3 degrees, both in Anchorage and in Juneau, where we're seeing very similar temperatures as well as sky conditions, but into the interior, significantly colder temperatures with that wind chill feeling around -41 in McGrath. Incredibly chilly. I don't think I've ever experienced such cold temperatures, but very chilly. But things are going to change into next week. You can already see a few winter storm warnings underway for both the interior and for western Alaska, mostly for Kotzebue. But that area highlighted in pink is a winter storm warning. That's going to be in effect tonight at midnight all the way through Monday afternoon, and this is going to bring 1 to 3 inches of snow potential just for Sunday as we look ahead to Monday afternoon and even into Tuesday. That's when the accumulation will pick up just a little bit more to a few extra inches, but wind gusts will be up to 35 miles per hour. But for the interior, where we're facing this winter storm warning, this isn't going to be in effect until Monday afternoon. So I'll take you a little bit deeper into what you can expect tomorrow. But until then, those forecasted snow accumulations going to reach 4 to 10 inches, so quite the span, but that's what we're going to see by Monday night all the way through Thursday. So that means potential for Christmas snow, and we'll know as we get closer to that day. But wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour, and another area where we're seeing very strong wind gusts and where we're really feeling it is into south central. So for Palmer and the Matanuska Valley, as well as into Valdez, we're seeing wind gusts up to 60 and 70 miles per hour. This is going to stay in effect as of 6 p.m. So in 15 minutes as of right now, we're going to see this high wind warning in effect officially, and that's going to last until Sunday around noon. And all the way in southeast, this is where we're facing wind chills between -25 to -35 degrees. Very chilly. That's going to continue from tonight into Monday, and those wind gusts up to 60 and 65 miles per hour. So pretty strong wind gusts. I learned today, or actually I learned yesterday, that these are a result, they're called Taku winds, or Taku winds. Taku winds are winds that form from mountain waves, and they slope over the glaciers and the ice fields, and that they make temperatures feel a little bit chillier, but they're very significant winds, and this is a Taku wind event, which is really interesting. So if you want to learn more about that, I suggest you Google it, Taku. something I didn't learn about until I got here because they're based in Juneau. But for Juneau, that regional forecast, we're seeing these partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies across the region, but those temperatures very, very chilly, very different from normal, where normal temperatures are typically in the 30s compared to those single-digit highs that we're going to see for tomorrow. But into the interior, even chillier. I mean, I don't think you can even talk about chilly without looking at the interior, and especially those overnight lows. We're going to see a change in these temperatures, though it is going to warm up just slightly as we get through the week, especially closer to Christmas, but look forward to more of these sunny skies into Sunday. Now for the interior, or up into the north slope, we're also seeing these mostly clear skies, with these temperatures sitting around between 10 to 15 degrees below zero, still very chilly, but winds are fairly calm or pretty breezy, around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Now for western Alaska, you'll notice Nome and Unalakleet. This is where we're seeing that snow potential begin to build. That's for tomorrow. Again, I want to reiterate, 1 to 3 inches of snow is expected for tomorrow. So Sunday, expect to get just a little bit of snow to move in, and then you're going to get even more snow moving into Monday. That's true for the interior as well, but it's finally nice to see a little bit of a change in the forecast with all this talk of sunny skies, dry conditions. It's nice to see a little bit of a change, especially with these calm winds. So snow mixed with calm winds is always one of my favorite things to see, but these temperatures still pretty chilly, reaching single digits in even some of these areas, especially more towards the interior. That's where we're seeing temperatures around 30 degrees sub-zero. Now for the Aleutians, you're going to see a little bit more moisture begin to roll in as low pressure pushes its way closer and closer, and this is why we're also seeing these warmer temperatures. So you'll notice that these temperatures are reaching the low 40s, and even those overnight lows sitting at or above freezing. This is why you're mostly going to see some light rain. If any precipitation, it's going to be that light rain rather than that snowfall. So wind gusts in Cold Bay up to 35 miles per hour, but across the region we're seeing those fairly calm winds. Now for South Central, clear skies, still the unchanging forecast for our region, but these temperatures still feeling very chilly, single digits, and if not single digits, still feeling really cold, especially with that wind chill. So expect those wind gusts to reach up to 65 and even 75 miles per hour in Valdez, and wind gusts up to 60 and 70 miles per hour into areas like Palmer. Single digit highs for the Matanuska Valley and for Anchorage as well. Those high temperatures not really peaking above 10 degrees for tomorrow, wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So should be pretty interesting, but looking at our 7-day, which we weren't able to get to during the newscast, I'll give you more of what you can expect for that. So looking at our Anchorage 7-day, that winter solstice is tomorrow. Get ready for the shortest day of the year, where we're going to finally begin to get more of that daylight beginning on Monday. But then Wednesday is Christmas Eve, and then you get Christmas on Thursday. We have slight snow potential in the forecast for Thursday, but don't get your hopes up. I don't think that snow is going to be happening after all, so just brace for really anything. But into Fairbanks, we do have potential for snow on Christmas Eve and even Christmas, which for me, that's a wonderful thing. And you'll also notice that as we get closer to those days with snow potential, that's when these temperatures get closer and closer to zero, which is really exciting. It's been very chilly in Fairbanks and very abnormally cold all across the state. Fairbanks is one of those regions. For Juneau, we're also seeing this trend in abnormally cold temperatures. So by closer to the end of the week, around Christmas time, that's when we're going to see those temperatures a little bit closer to normal, which to me is a Christmas miracle. So brace for those windy conditions into Sunday, both for South Central and for Juneau. And, you know, as always, just bundle up, make sure that you are cozy with all of these cold temperatures we've been feeling. Wind chill is really the biggest thing. That's what really gets that frostbite for people. So make sure you bundle up, wear your gloves, wear your coats and your hats, and just, you know, have a great rest of your weekend. I'll have more tomorrow on what we can expect a little bit closer to Christmas and more details on that snowfall expected for Western Alaska and the interior. So with that, hope everyone has a great night, and I'll give you a view over Anchorage for tonight.